Here's what I've realized about Emilia Clarke is that she's a comedy actress.
She's better, yeah.
That's what I've realized.
She's much better at this.
She should have a sitcom, and she'd be great if she had if she had like a CBS sitcom.
It was weird seeing her like be charming. I was like, oh my god, Emilia Clarke has charisma. I've never seen this before. It was actually kind of cool.
Right.
And I was like, all right, I'll welcome this. I just wish the character was a little easier to love because I pretty much the entire
by the end she is
a little better
for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part, but it just took so long to get there. I think by that point I was a little burnt out, but I don't know. I don't know, man.
I did not experience even a single shred of burnout. This movie could have been 6 hours long, and I would have watched it twice.
He loved this movie,
I know.
Adam.
I know he did.
Adam, he loved it.
I know.
I'm still kind of being facetious when I say I loved it, but he legitimately loved it. There is no wink whatsoever in what he's saying. There is none of that.
It was great.
There's not a shred of irony.
You ever just shake like a Christmas globe and it just like a snow globe and it just gives you like joy, you know?
You're like a cat.
This movie is just like it's my little snow globe.
He's like a cat with this movie. Here's the thing is that I want Emilia Clarke to be in like a great film and she just hasn't done that yet, you know?
Yeah,
I don't think it's her place.
It's really
listen. There's only like one person on Game of Thrones who should be in a great film, and that's Peter Dinklage.
Yes.
The rest of them are just they're just action figures, you know? I mean, Game of Thrones is a good show, but it's bigger than the actors.
I understand that. I'm just saying like especially after this movie, I was like, okay, like she has some chops, but like put her in the right role. She just keeps making the worst decisions. She's like picking her movies with a fucking dartboard.
She's not making bad decisions. She's starring in $200 million blockbusters.
That
I don't
bomb.
No, I know they bomb, but I mean,
I think that are not good.
That's a greater conversation on the movies that are coming out nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think it's her choice specifically. I mean, like if anybody was told, "Do you want to be in a Terminator movie?" They'd be like, "Sure." For the
you
want
to be Sarah Connor? I mean, yes, of course, I want to be Sarah Connor.
And was she the worst part of that movie?
Did she?
Probably
if she
not.
read the script, I would have hoped she was like, "Yeah, no, this is a bad idea."
Man, you're putting a lot of fucking
and this movie especially
artistic responsibility on Emilia fucking Clarke.
This movie was not a good
you're allowed
decision.
to do that with George Clooney, but I mean, like she was in one television show and they offered her 2 major franchises and she took them. Of course.
One thing that's really important for everybody to remember is that nobody expected Game of Thrones to be a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
like these people were chosen. These were young people with not a lot of experience, frankly. I mean, to a degree, I'm going to go back to Peter Dinklage or even Lena Headey. Those two probably were on the fence about Game of Thrones.
Probably, yeah.
Compared to all the other people who were begging to be in anything.
Yeah, I mean, she's very young.
She's been boosted to this mega stardom, but I don't think it's really a fair way to judge her.
Do you want her to do indies for the next 20 years?
Yeah. She could do that too.
Yeah,
okay, but then, if that's the case, then you want everyone to do indies for the next 20 years.
I want you to just make good movies. I'm just saying, read your scripts.
But I don't think that falls on the actor. I think the actor can only do so much. You know?
Brad Pitt can do that because Brad Pitt already made his 10 blockbusters.
Yeah, and there are certain actors also who can really completely like take command and like make a movie that sucks good.
Yes,
like
that's what I mean.
Sam Elliott with the man who killed Hitler and the Bigfoot, for example.
Fair, yeah.
Right?
Great example.
Yep. You can't meet me halfway where it's like they give her the script and they present her with the opportunity and she's like yes or no because that's how it works.
But okay, how many
have an agent, for example, who does that stuff for her?
How many of these phone calls is she getting? Is my point.
Probably a lot.
You think she's
probably? You have to think about all the things.
Has
she's
Marvel called her
away.
yet?
Has what? What?
I said there's probably a bunch of things that she's turning away that we don't know about.
Yeah, who knows?
You know, that could be way worse. And Marvel's probably called her.
I would think that Marvel's called her.
They've called Sansa and Tyrion.
I actually find it hard to believe that Marvel probably hasn't called her, but I'm just saying, like, okay, you have all these options. I'm almost positive this actor has all those options.
I'm not. I don't think you can say that for sure.
I also just feel like it's easy to say, in hindsight.
Yeah, I think it's a safe bet to assume that she's been offered a lot of shit.
Okay, I'm not sure that's true, but I mean, how do we know? We're not in the room.